What's up? I'm Dan Fredenberg, and this is another chance encounter. Hey, what's up? I'm Dan Fredenberg. I'm a commercial real estate guy. I'm from the internet. Front of a house. It's going to be torn down soon. I understand that there are power lines that are getting kind of close. What's up again? This is Dan Fredenberg, and that there is we're seeing more properties like this being built. Let's do some stuff. Talk to you later. Bye. What's up? I'm Dan Fredenberg, and this is another chance encounter. Today, I'm with Eric Stiles. And how are you doing today, Eric?
Hey, buddy, I'm doing great. And yourself?
Nah, I can't complain. I did pronounce it right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so damn hot here this time of year. It doesn't matter. We're all
right. You can call me Susan. It's fine. Yeah.
It's horrible, yeah.
Right. So, could you please introduce yourself a little bit for the audience? Just like who you are and all that kind of stuff, and we'll get to.
I'm your cost reduction expert. I'm the guy that will go ahead and take your operating expenses in your business down easily by 25%. I'm also the guy that will take your real life debt experience with your student loan and your mortgage and everything down from 30 years to 5 to 7 years. So I'm everybody's hero, man. Got a tape and all, yeah.
Yeah, that's one way to get very, very popular. There's no question about that. All right, so for motivation, let me share my screen using this once it gets its act together. It's not sharing. Okay, there. Okay, it doesn't like that. It looks like it disappeared on my screen, side screen. Cool. I love it when stuff disappears. Oh, hi. Okay, so this one here, it looks like, this one, there it is. It's back. It was gone, but now it's back. So why do you want to be part of an apartment complex ownership or GP team? Down at the bottom here, I've got the 6 roles listed off here, but the problem is that beginners don't usually know which one is actually them. So motivation is something that people do actually know. So that's good. So first reason is they want to preserve their purchasing power. In other words, they've got some sort of nest egg and they don't want it to be eroded by inflation. The second reason is my one, which is where I want to trade time for wealth. Because I've got a technical background, I could go for the high paying salary using my technical skills and then invest in multifamily after I've already paid tax on that income, which doesn't sound like that good of a plan when you put it that way, right? It seems like a good plan until you get to that part. So I'm looking to put my own work in and get wealth out instead of income. So that's the second motivation. The third one is you're just trying to fast track your retirement. And the difference being is like that means you might have more of a nest egg to work with than the one before. Next one is if you're ultra ambitious, you basically want to buy your hometown. You'll work and work and work until you are a multi-billionaire.
I have never heard that before. That's really cool.
And the next one is you have an irrational need to help tenants. And I don't want to say that irrational is necessarily bad. I'm just saying that you're not necessarily trying to squeeze out absolutely every last penny of profit. And the reason why is because you're trying to help a particular social group or a particular cause. Like I've seen some people who are into green buildings in particular, and everybody is trying to get the most profitable operation. But if you have some sort of extra cause like that, there's going to be some additional expenses involved at some point or additional losses. So those are the 5 motivations. And which ones can you identify with most closely of those 5?
I like buying my hometown.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Got to get a great big. Well, one that's funny about that, because I know in my neighborhood, that level of ambition, it was really, really frowned upon. But I met Tim Brotz, and he had a funny saying of saying that, like, how often do you see a hospital with like a librarian's name over top of it, or like a school teacher's name over it. It's not that common. Usually it's somebody who has really pushed themselves to get that, that nest egg and make a big philanthropic impact. And so I don't think it deserves the bad name that it sometimes have. But are there other things that you want to say about your motivation?
I don't. I've had rental properties. I flip them pretty quick. I do the cost tag on them and everything, and then I go in there and analyze the business and show these guys how they can save a ton on their expenses at the same time. So that's basically. I've never been in any commercial property for the long run. That's for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It is a liability at the end of the day. But let's dig even deeper into that role that you were saying. So the way that I usually explain it is with using this die, and I start with who I am, which is I am a repositioner. If you're a repositioner, that means that you have an acquisitions team where you are doing the acquisition yourself. You're looking at a lot of different properties and finding out which one makes a lot of sense to be in our portfolio. And oftentimes, the name repositioner is because you're looking to make some changes so that the property is closer to its highest and best use. And one of the best ways of doing that is to fix it up. Because obviously, if the current owners could charge more in rent, they probably would. But the best way then is to get a contractor team to fix it up. So nicer places can charge more in rent. So repositioner gets the contractor, but there's another problem if you're a guy like me from the internet, which is you need somebody to run the asset, which is operations. And it sounds like that's what you really optimize is the operations side. And I use this graphic of a toilet with the Benjamins going down it to make a few different points here. One is because like even the money that you pay for flushing toilets, like that stuff adds up,
The money just bleeds, as time goes by, everybody jacks up their prices a little bit every year, and it's
right.
brutal out there. Yeah, that's my specialty is getting in there and looking at it, because now we have the analytics and the AI and all that, so
right.
we can compare prices to everything that's out there and really do a good job of that. So it's great.
Yeah, and it's exciting how everything's become so customer centric, so whereas it used to be like, yeah, go away, whatever, take it or leave it sort of thing, more and more companies are going above and beyond. But the main thing I wanted to emphasize about the operations, as far as like some mistakes people do, sometimes people try and get the operations people to do the contractor work, and that's asking for trouble. Because who knows if they can they can unclog a toilet, but can they make a patio that's square? So that's it's important to recognize that they're usually different people. But the other problem about being on the internet is I can't be flying to each property all the time. So you're going to need a boots on the ground. You're going to need a local. Okay, you're going to need somebody to check up and make sure the contractors are actually doing their job and making sure that the operations people are actually doing the job. So on the surface, that looks like the entire deal. But the truth of the matter is, because multifamily is so expensive, you need to go to the bank to get most of the money. You need a financier. And when you turn around to the financier and say, okay, I looked through all these properties, I found a great property, I got the contractor to fix it up, I got the operations people to take care of it and make sure it's running smoothly, and I got my local to check in, they're going to ask you, okay, sure, it all looks good, but who's your sponsor? Wah, wah, wah. And of course, for you in the audience who don't already know, the sponsor or KP is the person who already owns a similar asset and has a balance sheet of at least the value of the loan. You cannot, so if Elon Musk wants to buy a 450 unit apartment complex and get a loan, then he needs somebody in the fold who's already doing it. So of those 6 roles, you already mentioned that you were in operations. Do you have any other competencies or roles that you sometimes take up, or is that?
I am the most competent contractor that has ever walked. That is a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I make my primary living, man. I fix shit. I get it done right.
Excellent, excellent, because those are pretty tough to find. All right, and as far as like a buy box in properties, are there some geographic areas? Are there like particular unit counts, or like other asset classes within commercial real estate that you're interested in, or
I
what's
don't
the?
know. The only reason I ever got in it was, somebody would come up to me and say, dude, I have a deal for you, man. And I take a look at it and it's termite 8 and all that. All right, man, we can fix all that. But, you're not
Mhm.
going to make any money off of this. I'm the guy who's going to make money off it. I just went out from under it. I just, that kind of thing.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. And then, as far as ways to get a hold of you, what's the best way? We met through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Do you have a website that's better than that, or is LinkedIn the best answer
Well, no,
for?
my website is, it's all business and it really doesn't have much to do with what you're doing with, it's all cost saving,
Mhm.
Now we can do cost seg. I got that. That's fully automated. That's really nice, So when a guy like you go to buy a property and you can cost seg that out right the moment you buy it, so you get your 38 years of depreciation. Then when you turn around and sell it, that guy can get his 38 years of depreciation as well. So, and the Treasury loves it. They've set it up like this just for us. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So a
And
lot
then,
of properties you walk away with spending like 40% less than you thought you were going to spend.
yeah, that's really
Yeah.
exciting stuff. Great opportunity. And so, without breaking any SEC rules, though, and maybe you can use the die as a guide.
Yeah.
What role of person do you think is the best person to reach out to you? Who can you help more than anybody else? Is it other repositioners who maybe they don't have enough experience with cost segregation, so like you can come on,
Yeah.
parachute in and help out,
I
or
can take care of anybody that's on the money end of it, especially with cost seg. And you got to remember too, there's a business involved in all these buildings as well, and I can get all their costs way down real fast too. And it's like, there's no cost. All we do, we bill a contingency of that, right? It's just a percentage. So there's
Mhm.
no fee for any of it. So if you want to see what we can do for you, we'll take a look at it. And in like 7 days, we'll have a result. Here's where you can be. Here's where you can be today if you want. It's not that hard.
Mhm. Awesome, awesome. So, for anybody who's watching this who doesn't know me, my background is in website and e-commerce development, and I end up helping real estate investors with their lead capture and list segmentation. In other words, keeping in contact with everybody in your contact list. And then, if you have any digital products or live events that you sell tickets to, I help with the marketing, content creation, and the actual funnel building for those sorts of things. So you can also reach me on LinkedIn, but if you found me here, then there are probably easier ways to catch me that way. Speaking of which, you're probably watching this on YouTube, but if you are, then please make sure to hit like and subscribe, because it helps me a lot and it doesn't hurt you at all. All it really does is it makes it so YouTube is going to start paying me to do this instead of it being on my dime. And then when you go onto YouTube, you might see one of my videos as a suggestion, but it doesn't get in the way of the search bar, and that's how most people use YouTube anyway. They're busy just clicking on the thing and saying, how do I change the tire on my car, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. So honestly, I'm biased, but I don't think it's much skin on your back. But please do hit like and subscribe. But I'll see you guys around. Thanks for being here today, Eric.
Okay, Dan, good to see you again, buddy. We'll be seeing you on LinkedIn, no doubt.
For sure. All right, you take care.